Anaheim Ducks hockey is brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the NHL and Anaheim Ducks. And by Toshiba, leading innovation. The freeway face-off is alive and well in SoCal. Round 1 in Anaheim saw the Kings prevail in a 9-round shootout. Round 2 was a physical battle, and the Ducks would even the series. Round 3 saw the rivalry move outdoors, and the team from Orange County would beat their LA rivals handily. Tonight, the battle continues in LA. From downtown Los Angeles and inside a packed Staples Center, it's the Ducks and Los Angeles Kings. 4th of 5 meetings this season between these two clubs as we head down the home stretch of the regular season in time for tonight's Keys to the Game. Brought to you by our helpful SoCal Honda dealers. With those on the Anaheim bench with assistant coach Bob Woods is our Kent French.
Johnny, thank you. Bob played a very stingy LA defense. They don't give them a lot of shots or goals. How do you find success here tonight?
Well, again, like you said, they're very stingy, so we can't pass up opportunities to shoot the puck. When we have a chance, we got to let it rip. And again, we got to get pucks deep and play to our strength. When we get pucks down low, usually we put teams in a little bit of trouble.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, back up to you.
Thank you, Kent. Steve Kazari and Rob Martell are the referees for tonight's game. Matt McPherson and Keel Murchison, the same two who worked the lines last night in Colorado.
John, this appears here sets up to be a four-checker's delight tonight. Both of these teams want to get pucks in deep and bang around the opposing defense as early as they possibly can. We expect that this is going to be the most physical game between the Ducks and the Kings we've seen all season.
Kings in their home blacks, the Ducks in the road whites as we're underway, and the puck in the neutral zone on the stick of Saku Koivu, and he hoists it in. Jones out to play it behind the net. Nearly turns it over. Cogliano does get to it. It's fired wide by Koivu. Again, the Ducks able to keep it in as it's cleared to the line. And up the boards, Winnick unable to get it deep. It's fired all the way down. This will be an icing call against the Kings. And just 35 seconds into the game, Anaheim has already had a golden opportunity.
Yeah, in a forechecking game, you look to force turnovers. The Ducks are able to do that. Boy, Daniel Winnick was circling around the net, did not get the stick down on the ice. Koivu's shot just misses by about a foot. But a good start for the Ducks, and I think they will be encouraged by the fact that they get in on top of the LA defense early.
Anaheim, second in the league on the road this season, picked up their 20th win away from Honda Center last night at Pepsi Center in Denver. Here is Silverberg with a shot kicked away by the left pad of Martin Jones into the near side. Oshima pinches up the wall but can't keep it in. Jeff Carter throws it back, and Dwight King leaves it for Richards, who wipes it in. King moves up to the second line with no Dustin Brown tonight as he is paired with Carter and Richards. And Lucas Spiza winds the puck into the Los Angeles zone.
And that line has probably been the best line for the Kings ever since the Sochi Olympics, too. So even though Dustin Brown has not been scoring, that line as a whole has really been clicking.
Kopitar to the corner of the Anaheim zone. Bad angle shot that is held by Anderson as he makes his first save of the hockey game just 90 seconds in.
Well, one of the players that the Ducks will not have in the lineup tonight is defenseman Cam Fowler. It was Patrick Bortolo who took a run at him in the corner. It was leg-to-leg contact, and Fowler not able to play in this one tonight. It's a big loss for Bruce Boudreau. Fowler was, of course, leading all Anaheim players in minutes played. And he's a forecheck buster, the kind of guy that can go back, get to a loose puck, and skate it out of the zone.
Fowler, the leading scoring defenseman for the Ducks this season, replaced in the lineup tonight by Mark Fistrick. And it's Fistrick who backhands the puck up the boards and out of the Anaheim zone. From center ice, Bonino winds it around into the Kings zone. Ducks go for a line change as Maroon unable to knock it down on the boards, and Tyler Toffoli moves it into the middle. Toffoli gives it for Alec Martinez, and he lobs it into the zone, but it was knocked down by a high stick, and then after the whistle, Hampus Lindholm is dumped.
Actually, I think he just caught an edge, and the crowd got a chuckle out of it. Ben Lovejoy knew that the referee was going to blow the whistle as soon as he touched the puck. There was no one around Hampus Lindholm. He may have actually stepped on that puck. A lighthearted moment for the Ducks defender.
Your heart's in your throat if you're Bruce Boudreau, though, after having lost Fowler, and you see your other young defenseman toe pick along the boards like that. Good to see that he is having the chuckle with it. Cogliano through center and into the Kings zone. Throws it to the net. It's blocked by Muzzin. Harmlessly to the corner. Anze Kopitar after it. Kopitar amongst the hotter players in the NHL. 13 points in his last 10 games, and as it comes near Jones, he'll just glove it off and hold on.
And when you talk about matchups in a game, the Ducks would love to have the Saku Koivu line on the ice whenever Anze Kopitar is out there. He's done some damage over his career head-to-head against Anaheim, and he's the big key. I mean, when you look at an LA team that has been starving for offense all season long, if you can neutralize Kopitar in a game, I really like your chances of coming out on top.
Kopitar leads the Kings in virtually every offensive category except perhaps goals. That's Jeff Carter's domain, as he's got 24 coming into tonight. And Clifford is decked along the near boards, and a penalty coming up, I believe, to Tim Jackman.
We're going to look at it, the contact with Jackman back into the lineup, expecting a physical game. Clifford's got his head down. Boy, I don't know. What's wrong with that? Jackman had possession of the puck. Excuse me, Clifford had possession of the puck. They're calling it interference. Difficult to tell from that angle. I thought the puck was in his skates, at least, that he had handled it before Jackman actually made contact. Touched it. Well, you know what? From that angle, he didn't touch the puck. So he was ineligible to be hit. Correct call by the official.
I think Tim Jackman was like you, Brian. He thought that Clifford did have the puck. So on the power play, Doughty all the way to the high slot, just rockets one wide. And a good bounce for the Ducks as it comes all the way back. The Los Angeles power play that struggled all year, 25th in the league on the season. Under 15% coming into tonight, 0 for 13 against the Ducks in the 3 previous games. Gaborik sends it across. Carter's shot skips off of Brian Allen. He goes down. Allen gets back up, and did he break a skate blade? He can't put any weight on that left skate, and now the Ducks are in a little bit of duress here.
Yes,
going off to the net, and it's still loose in the far circle. Gets off, battling Kopitar for it, but he can't get to it.
What a play.
Allen is still on his knees in front of the net. Now he's going to get a push from the referee and Francois Beauchemin as the Ducks clear, and that will enable him to get to the bench.
Yeah, you're right. He lost the skate blade. Could not put his left foot down on the ice.
So the Ducks living right there as Anderson out to play it. Gets a second chance to swat it away as the pressure came in the form of Justin Williams. To the line, the Kings hold it in, and here's Doughty. He and Jarrett Stoll work it. Little two-man game. Excuse me, it's Voinov. Voinov hands it over to Williams, who did not get much on that, missing the mark by a couple of feet. Doughty again moves it into the middle. Voinov with a wrist shot. I don't know. And cleared.
Lie down by Nick Bonino. Final 20 seconds of the penalty to Jackman. And the Kings gained the line, but offside as Muzzin overskated the puck right at the stripe.
Well, let's see what happened to Brian Allen moments ago. You don't see this happen very often. Left side of your screen, Allen is going to move out and block a shot right here. So at this point, the puck goes behind the net. The thing with Brian Allen, he tries to get up. Keep an eye on the left side of your screen. Puck's going to move back to the other side. Stop it here, guys. And you're going to see there's no skate blade on that foot right there. So Brian Allen can't get any balance on the ice. Getzlaf made a whale of a play up high near the blue line against 3 LA players to battle that puck across the blue line.
And now the penalty to Jackman is over. Out of the box, the Ducks full strength. So the Kings fail on their first power play opportunity. They do not even get an official shot on goal on Frederik Andersen. Probably the top 2 rookie goaltenders in the NHL doing battle of this one here tonight. Andersen leads all rookies with 15 wins. And Jones the goals against of under 2. And not necessarily the goaltending matchup you would expect to see late in the season between these two clubs. In front, Muzzin can't connect on the little give-and-go return feed from behind the net from Jarrett Stoll. Stoll now works the left wing.
Stoll now works the left wing boards, and again to the line for Muzzin. A wrist shot that's blocked in front, and it bounces away from Stoll, who gets some rough treatment from Jackman. And Bolesky brings it back to dump it in. Anaheim will roll changes.
The Kings having a tough time getting point shots through. The Ducks, of course, have always been a very good shot-blocking team. In fact, when they block a ton of shots, They usually have great success in those games.
Here's a chance for Kopitar, and a blocker saved by Frederick Anderson. We apologize for some technical difficulties we understand that we've been experiencing. We'll try to get those worked out. Gaborik at the side of the net, and a sprawling save by Anderson.
What a save by Freddie Anderson on the doorstep. Gaborik all alone, wide open to the left of the goaltender, tries to hoist it up over his glove. He shoots it right in the hand. What a save. Good look by Willie Mitchell, though. He looked people off. That was Jakob Silverberg that he looked off and then spotted Marian Gaborik to the left of Anderson, and the big netminder comes up with the first big save of this game.
An 8-time 20-goal scorer, Gaborik has suffered through an injury-plagued season before, for the second time in as many years, being moved at the deadline. Last year it was from the Rangers to the Columbus Blue Jackets. This year he headed further west, coming from the Jackets here to the Kings. Clifford deep into the Anaheim zone. A big rebound off the stick of Anderson. Poked to the corner by Maroon. Bonino moves it ahead, and Maroon gets the legs churning to get center red, but is denied by Lewis as he tries to dump it in. Clifford comes up with a turnover at the blue line, but Bonino takes it back. Nudges it ahead for Cogliano, fresh off the bench. Surrounded by black sweaters, he hits the brakes. Now cycles to the corner. Bonino in front. There's Winnick, and a big save by Jones.
Nice little pass by Nick Bonino. Look at the determination of Cogliano.
He takes the puck right back and now gives it to Lovejoy. He was kind of in no man's land, but he does step up and keep the puck in the Los Angeles zone. Puck to the corner. Koivu cycles along, and Winnick gets to it and hooked down by Voinov as he tried to come in front. Kings lob it back, and they'll go for changes as Lovejoy is on it in the Anaheim zone and angles it all the way down. This will be an icing call against Anaheim.
The Ducks have had a couple of opportunities. Daniel Winnick, by the way, was hoping that there was going to be a hooking call against Slava Voinov, but here was the scoring chance that he had. Nice little pass from Nick Bonino, backhand feed from the corner, and all in one motion. Winnick got pretty good wood on that shot.
Brian, I mentioned that both of these goalies have had wonderful rookie seasons. Jones started 8-0, while at the other end, Anderson won his first 6 decisions for the Ducks. These guys having some wonderful success in their initial NHL campaigns. Nice play at the line as Bolesky blocked the bid of Mitchell, and the Kings forced to get back onside. Mike Richards throws it across off the glove of Lovejoy. Swept down low by Dwight King. Up the wall, Mitchell waits for it, throws it to the net. That's a little friendly fire off the skate of Jeff Carter.
The line is on the ice for the Ducks.
Puck held in, and a shot skips over top of the net from Martinez, as Anderson does a good job holding the near side post. And again, the Ducks clear the hard way. This won't go far enough for icing, though, as Alec Martinez back after. Martinez 5 points in his last 6 games, reverses it away from forechecking pressure, and back come the Kings the other way. Jared Stoll gets a hit on Jackman as he drops down low to help out. Kept in by the Kings, and Doughty's pass too hot to handle for Muzzin. Getzlaf is on it, storms to center and lobs it in. After it goes Bolesky. Doughty and he bump to the corner. Doughty gets it to the line, one glove to the ice for Spiza to keep it in. Kings clear to center, and the Ducks bring it back in offside, giving us a chance to step aside for the first time tonight. Simply put, it's the Ducks and Kings. Staples Center is the scene for round 4 of the 5-round battle they call the Freeway Face-Off in Southern California. The Kings and Ducks. And time for tonight's Who Got It Done, brought to you by YP.com, the new way to do. If you're going to win the Pacific Division, Brian, you got to be good in the Pacific Division.
Yeah, the Ducks have been great this season against Pacific Division opponents. The interesting thing about this, when you think about the separation between the Kings and the Ducks this year, a lot of it has to do with that performance. Of course, players often talk about 4-point games. When you beat people in your own division, you got a lot of catching up to do in order to make up the difference, especially early on. And Anaheim getting off to such a terrific start this year.
No score here thus far as Drew Doughty gets as far as the Anaheim blue line before being turned back. Muzzin intercepts and feeds it to Williams. Long shot blocked by Boschma, and Williams will get to it on the far boards to keep it in. Rolls it ahead, and Kopitar runs into Spiza there. Gaborik plays it along behind the net, and pinching up the near wall was Doughty. Has to retreat as he takes it on his backhand off the base of the dasher. Across from Muzzin, a one-timer that skips wide off the stick of Spiza. Picked up by Perry, who angles it ahead. A little too tall for Getzlaf, but it did at least clear the zone. Marion Gaborik felt the pressure from Spies as he taps it in. Williams with a shot off the mask of Anderson. It comes back to Williams. He lays it back for Robin Regeer. Regeer looking for a shooting lane. Tried to get a tip from Kopitar, but he missed. Williams has it again, rolls it right into the goal crease. Anderson will smother.
The Ducks bending, not breaking. The Kings with some offensive zone time. They've turned the pucks over quickly in the neutral zone and gone into full attack mode. And a couple of bouncing pucks have found their way back onto LA King sticks. The issue that LA has had in this game so far, the Ducks do a great job getting into shooting lanes, not giving them any clear cracks at Freddie Anderson.
Face off to the right of Anderson, who in his last game on Wednesday at Calgary spelled Jonas Hiller just over 8 minutes into that game. Ended up making 16 saves on 20 shots in that 7-2 loss to the Flames. Penalty coming up to the Kings as Jarrett Stoll took Bonino down, driving the net, and Anaheim will get their first power play chance.
This was the line that just had a great night last night in Denver, and it looks like they picked up right where they left off. Good rush up the ice. Kyle Palmieri chips the puck off the boards and then runs it down himself. Right here. Here's the chip. He runs it down, and Bonino goes right to the front of the net. He gets inside position on Stoll, and Stoll gets overpowered by Bonino, but because he's on the backside of him, it's a hooking penalty against Jarrett Stoll, the first power play of the game for the Ducks.
Big chance for Anaheim. They are 2 for 14 against the Kings this season in the 3 meetings on the power play. And Getzlaf back to get it. As off the draw, Los Angeles able to clear.
We were talking to Bruce Boudreau about the focus for this power play unit. He said, move pucks quick, shoot from everywhere. He was happy with their first couple of power plays last night in Denver.
Yeah, very simple game plan is what he called it. Now Getzlaf loses the puck, but Carter shorthanded, and a good recovery by Lindholm, who came back to take the angle and get a piece of the shot.
A little mishandle there, and the Kings are an aggressive penalty-killing team. They don't give you a lot of time.
Getzlaf pulls up at the blue line, draws the puck across the line, and then back out, so everybody's offside.
And you know that when Ryan Getzlaf gets the puck on the stick, he's going to be pressured. Great, you're right, John. What a great recovery that was by Lindholm. It looked like Carter had a step and a half on him, but he was able to get little pressure, force Carter the backhand side, and that's the key. Make sure Jeff Carter can't bring that puck to the forehand side to improve his shooting angle.
Both Carter and Richards, a couple of short-handed wizards in their career. Players that you have to be wary of despite the fact that you have the man advantage. Now it's Maroon circling back in the Anaheim zone. Plenty of time on the power play. Stoll's penalty still with 1:10 remaining. Around the wall, Palmieri gets a skate on it, rolls right to Jones, and he will cover there. 1:06 left in the Anaheim man advantage. This season, when the Ducks score 5 goals or more, Hooters will give you 5 free wings. You can print the coupon from the comfort of your own home, and then you'll have 24 hours to head to Hooters, your destination, for free wings in Southern California. The win last night in Colorado, the 19th time this season the Ducks have scored 5 goals or more in a game. Off the draw, Slava Voinov from behind the net will pick his spot and skips it the length of the ice. Just past the halfway mark of a scoreless opening period at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Ducks with the extra man as Perreault feeds Palmieri into the Los Angeles zone. Got around Regeer, then put it right through the goal crease. Speeds it to the far wall to keep it in. Palmieri trying to brush it along, clearing attempt. Hit a Kings player, but it comes right to Dwight King, and he will feather it the rest of the way. Anderson behind the net, stick handles it. He plays the puck so well. And now Perreault up the near side with half a minute to go in the power play. Silverberg gains the line on right wing. Bumped along the wall by Willie Mitchell. Doughty hit the referee with a clearing attempt. Perreault brings it in front, and then his shot hit through Doughty. Tanner Pearson, who draws into the lineup with no Dustin Brown tonight, plays it around, but the Ducks recover possession. It's Getzlaf, cross ice for Boschema, quick shot, and Jones made the stop.
The rebound was there for a split second for Matthew Perreault. He just couldn't corral it. That's a big kill early on for the Kings.
That was the Ducks' only shot on the power play as Stoll is out of the box. Los Angeles full strength. Both teams have come up empty on a power play chance in the first 11-plus minutes. And as Anderson holds that bid, we'll step aside. No score at Staples Center.
Ducks are on the power play. Hampus Lindholm is here. He's 20 years old, but he has such great awareness about him. He senses Getzlaf's in trouble. And watch what he does. Gets on his horse. All he's thinking about is forcing Jeff Carter to the backhand side. Don't let him bring the puck across that line into the middle, which would have been an extremely dangerous scoring chance. Just a terrific read, terrific anticipation by this 20-year-old defenseman who just continues to impress.
Brian Allen back on the ice for the Ducks. Remember, he broke a skate blade on that first penalty kill. He was gone for roughly 9 minutes of game time as they put his skate back together again. He's got a new blade, and he's out there with Mark Fistrick, and he'll chase the puck in behind the Anaheim goal, set up by Anderson. And he has pressure from from King, so he moves it away. A nice break out of the zone, and it's Allen who joins the rush into the King zone. Drops it off, and Cogliano cross ice can't connect. He was hoping for Winnick. Carter forced to the outside by Cogliano, just throws it back into the Anaheim zone.
Yeah, great angle that time by Cogliano, who knew that Carter was on the ice, knows how dangerous he is, and got him in his sights all the way.
King had the puck for a moment, then gets it back from Winnick and lobs it to the near corner of the Anaheim zone. Collision between King and Francois Beauchemin. It was Fistrick. Neither one of them looked to be too terribly concerned with the hockey puck there. And the Ducks are going to be called for icing with 7:48 to go in a scoreless opening period. Jump on board the historic Queen Mary in Long Beach this coming Thursday. The Ducks will be in San Jose to take on the Sharks at 7:30. The street team hosts an official Ducks watch party at the Queen Mary's Queen's Salon. Visit AnaheimDucks.com/watch party for more details. And that's going to be a big tilt, Brian. The Ducks and Sharks get together again.
Boy, is it ever. I mean, first place in the division on the line.
The three California teams in the Pacific Division, 1, 2, and 3 within the division. It looks like they'll definitely finish that way in another month or so when the regular season is complete. Cogliano just swipes it out center ice. Nice play by Bolesky as he swats it around. Muzzet goes and gets it. Hits the brakes on the goal line. Steps in front. Bad angle shot. Jones steps out. Makes the save. Rebound sent wide by Perreault. Speeds all the way to the hash mark. Rims it back around. Perreault shovels it down low. Jackman battling for it there, trying to dig it loose as Bolesky who comes in. Physical shift here as Bolesky back for Perreault, steps in front to Jackman who scores!
What a play.
The fourth line delivers for the Ducks.
It all starts with the forecheck. This is fourth line Anaheim against top line Kings, and they win battles along the boards and bring the puck to the front of the net, and it pays a huge dividend. Matthew Perreault, who had a great night in Denver last night, shows his quickness. The big bodies are down low. They find the puck. Look at Perreault roll off the boards, and then a sweet little feed. He puts it right between the feet of Andrei Kopitar. Watch this pass right here through the legs. Tim Jackman just redirects it past Martin Jones. A big goal for the Ducks to open the scoring.
Well, it's his third goal as a Duck, but his second goal in the last 3 games. Fourth of the season for Jackman at 13:01, and how important is that? Well, the Kings are a much different team when they do not score first and when they play from behind than when they're able to get out in front. Lovejoy hoists it to center, and offside are the Kings as it's brought back in. Jared Stoll looking around, he can't believe it. That was just a workman-like cycle out of the corner and a fourth-line kind of goal. Jackman from Perreault and Bolesky, and the Ducks have an early lead.
Tim Jackman is a playoff-type player. He's an honest, go-up-and-down-your-wing type of guy, and he never misses an opportunity to lay the body on an opposing defenseman. Over the course of a playoff series, defensemen hate to play against people like Tim Jackman.
He did not play last night in Colorado. Draws back in here tonight as the Kings look for an equalizer and a big rebound, but Stoll's stick was tied up and a penalty coming up to the Ducks. And that's one of those penalties that you're going to look at the game film and you might say, when it's all said and done, isn't such a bad penalty to take.
Well, here's the shot that comes in. A big rebound left by Anderson. It's a fat one. Nick Bonino was all over Jared Stoll, and it's a hooking penalty. It's called up. Boy, I thought it was Nick Bonino that was going to get the game for that one. It is Hampus Lindholm with the Kings back on the power play.
Second man advantage of the night for Los Angeles. As the penalty at 13:42 of the opening frame. And the Kings win the draw. This is a very good face-off team, Los Angeles. In fact, they're second in the league in the face-off dot. Doughty with a one-time bid that's kicked away by the right pad of Anderson. And Anaheim able to slide it down.
You look at this Kings power play. It's Kopitar with 9, Carter with 7.
Here's a turnover. Getzlaf shorthanded, has his bid blocked by Doughty. Back to the line. And Beauchemin did not keep it in, says Keel Murchison. So it must be so. Offside is the call.
The Ducks able to force another turnover. Ryan Getzlaf is going to try and tuck this puck into his wheelhouse. As he does so, Gaborik actually lifted his stick, denied that opportunity, and a close play at the blue line, and the offside call against Beauchemin.
Doughty starts out, and Gaborik serves it into the Anaheim zone. Half a minute gone, and look at Freddie Anderson. I told you he could handle the puck well. He'll clear the zone himself.
It's something that I don't think we've ever seen from an Anaheim netminder in the history of the franchise. The ability to get a puck like that, shoot at the length of the ice, help out your penalty killers.
Now Carter, as Voinov keeps it in, cross ice right through Kopitar. Kept in, though, by a stab of the stick of Marian Gaborik. Kopitar brings it high across the zone, feeds it again into the middle. Gaborik with a little redirect, and it's fumbled for a moment by Anderson, but he gets the glove back on top of him.
Yeah, it wasn't a dangerous redirect because there was not a lot of zip on the pass into the middle of the ice. Here it is. There's the tip. Anderson, boy, almost took his eye off that one. It looked like hit him on the bottom of the catching glove.
You know, you mentioned stick-handling goaltenders. I'd say Dan Ellis in Ducks history, maybe the only other guy that handled the puck as well. But he didn't handle it with as much zip as Frederik Anderson does.
A little bit more leverage from a 6'4" goaltender on that goal.
Face-off to the left of Anderson, and again the Kings control. The point shot does get through, and Anderson covers it up.
And Anaheim, with a partial block there, now has 9 blocked shots in this game. And when the Ducks are really playing well, they're in shooting lanes. It shows an alertness and a willingness, certainly, to sacrifice your body in order to prevent easy access.
Getzlaf battling a face-off over to Winnick, and he swats it out of the zone. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Hampus Lindholm. Game clock under 5 in the opening period from Staples Center. Glad to have you along on a Saturday night. The Ducks leading the Kings 1-0. And again, Anderson scoops it up, and then a little contact with Justin Williams as he was trying to milk it for a moment, but the whistle nonetheless. Coming up a little bit later on in tonight's broadcast, you don't want to miss Miller Time. Brian and I never miss Miller Time when given the opportunity. We'll look back at one of the key moments in tonight's game between these Southern California rivals.
We usually like to wait for the broadcast to go.
We don't really ask a lot of questions, though, when it comes to Miller Time. Alec Martinez off the draw. Able to slide it over, and Doughty hits the brakes. Near circle now, Gaborik. And again to Martinez at the line. 20 seconds in the Los Angeles power play. Drew Doughty can't find a shooting lane, so he hands it off. Kopitar moves it down low, pass right through the blue paint, and ricochets out high. It hit Bolesky, and he's able to corral it, and he pitchforks at the length of the ice. Jones will stop it. This time the Kings offer 3 shots on goal, but like their first one that was shotless, they come up empty. Pearson into the Anaheim zone, cuts off the right boards, and it's swept off his stick as Allen met him at the goalpost. Regeer keeps it in for the Kings. Robin Regeer, the usually defensive defenseman, 3 goals in his last 17 games. Now he knocks down a pass in the neutral zone, but it's followed up by Silverberg, who gets it into the Kings zone, and an inadvertent pass goes right through Voinov and right on Martin Jones. Puck went into the Kings bench and back onto the ice surface. So we'll get a stoppage in play, and we'll step aside. Tim Jackman has the game's only goal as the Ducks lead at Staples Center in the first.
Now, the Ducks are kind of in a diamond formation here on the penalty kill, and I want to focus on Lucas Sbisa, who's out in front of the net right here. As we roll this forward, you'll see that Sbisa has got to contend with 2 LA King players down low. Because he stays free, he keeps his stick free. Frederik Anderson is there with the goal stick to present the cross-ice pass through the goal crease. It's a good play by Lucas Sbisa. You cannot get tied up if you're in that formation, and there are a number of players down low with you. If you get tied up, all kinds of bad things happen. It's a good read by Sbisa. when you're free, you can use your feet and you can be in the proper position when the Kings do move the puck down low.
Silverberg out of the corner, feeds it back, and it splits the deep pairing. And Anderson thought of coming out after, but he can't because King gets to it first, and a big left pad save by Frederik Andersen. Anderson was going to have to go nearly all the way to the blue line to get to that puck, but he was thinking about it. Now it's Perry the other way. As behind the play, Beauchemin and Carter are fencing with one another. Spiza has a lot of room high in the zone, lets it go off a skate. It'll come around, and now Francois Beauchemin joins the play and gets crunched by Carter along the near boards. Open man is Getzlaf with a shot. Loose in the crease. Oh, and a high stick on Corey Perry. He goes down in a heap.
That's at least a minor penalty against Robin Regehr.
I looked at both referees, Brian. Neither one of them had a call as Perry gets up, and the acrimony persists throughout the Los Angeles zone.
Well, this feels more like Ducks and Kings all of a sudden as it gets a little testy. Here's Carter and Beauchemin exchanging slashes and spears. And you know that Carter's not going to drop the gloves with Francois Beauchemin. That would be a decisive win by Beauchemin. But then Carter gets the shoulder into Francois Beauchemin along the boards. Contact with the head. No call there. Corey Perry's going for the rebound. Boy, Martin Jones reached back and got it with the goal stick. But Robin Regehr, boy, he took a good chunk out of Corey Perry. I am surprised that is only a 2-minute minor penalty against Robin Regehr.
So Anaheim will have their second power play chance of the night at 17:03 of the opening period. They're going to bring the face-off outside the blue line as the fracas that had occurred after the whistle saw the Ducks defenders come below the top of the circles. Spiza handles in the neutral zone. The Ducks with a chance to double their lead late in the period. This is a big power play opportunity. Beauchemin sets up in front of his own net and now feeds it to Matthew Perreault. He assisted on the only goal of the game and gives it to Palmieri, who feeds it in. Patrick Maroon angling to the near corner and around the board. Spiza steps up, poking it below the goal line. Mitchell double teamed. Perreault gets to a loose puck. Mitchell knocks it away, and that one went over the glass and out of play. And the ruling is a deflection. So no penalty, but the faceoff will stay in the Kings zone.
Now the linesman is saying it deflected off a stick and went over play. It doesn't matter that it deflects off a King player's stick. It's not a direct dump over the glass by the Los Angeles Kings, and that's why it's not a 2-minute minor penalty that has been levied against them.
Well, not for lack of lobbying by Matthew Perreault, however. It's
worth a shot.
Why not? What do they say? It don't cost nothing to ask. Perreault steps in and will oppose Kopitar on the draw to the right of Martin Jones. Maroon joins the fray. They battle it to the boards. Williams has it poked away by Palmieri. Kept in with the cross-ice pass. Intercepted. Here's Kopitar shorthanded and converged upon. Good hustle by Spiza, who got back. And now Palmieri across the line with Maroon. Puck is in Maroon's skates and now trickles to the line. Spiza will hold it in. Fires it ahead off of Perreault, and Palmieri to the corner for Maroon. Back up the wall to the point, trying to get it to Spiza, but Williams sniffed that out and wipes it all the way down.
Yeah, the Kings with all kinds of pressure up high on the Ducks' point men, not giving them any kind of time to get the puck under control. What Boudreau was looking for again is crisper passing. If you pass the puck hard and tape the tape, you end up giving people more time to handle it.
Perry gets it in for Silverberg. Oh, they had 3-on-1 down low, and Silverberg had to go off the heel of his stick as he tried to make the pass.
What a missed opportunity that was for the Ducks. Too bad. The outnumbered situation down low, and the execution not there.
Palmieri into the middle of the ice for Getzlaf. Cross ice for Perry. Into the zone they come. Under half a minute to go in the power play. Knocked off his stick. Left in the corner. Jarrett Stoll works it loose. And Martinez puts it right on goal from 175 feet away. Anderson's pass ahead got away from Getzlaf, but Silverberg gets it into the zone. He's tripped up, and Bonino loses the puck. Once again, the Kings ice it. The penalty is over to Regehr. And Los Angeles full strength. The Ducks do not get a shot on goal in their second power play chance.
Yeah, they don't get anything generated whatsoever that time. The Kings, a great defensive team, often use the penalty kill as a vehicle to generate momentum.
Both teams 0 for 2 with the extra man as the opening period in its final minute. Brian Allen keeps one in at the point, battles it ahead, only to have it come back to him as he retreats out of the zone. So now it's Koivu who is hobbled, trying to get back to the Anaheim bench as the Ducks get onside. Perreault jumps over the boards for him, and the Kings 4 abreast into the Anaheim zone. Doughty with a shot that Anderson handles to the corner. Toffoli keeps it alive behind the net for Trevor Lewis. 10 seconds left in the period. Too much on his pass for Tanner Pearson. Allen trying to protect it and keep it on the wall, but it comes into the middle, and it skips wide by Doughty. Bounces back into the goal crease, and the net is knocked off. The clock kept rolling, and again, pleasantries exchanged after the whistle as Allen and Cogliano get involved in the corner. Is that Tanner Pearson that has drawn the ire of everyone in white?
Well, the Kings are trying to just bully the Ducks down low in the defensive zone, and it's the appropriate response here from Brian Allen. He gets shoved back into his own goaltender by Tanner Pearson. Pearson kind of gets a freebie on Brian Allen, and Brian Allen isn't going to stand for that.
We may get some calls out of that as the officials come over to the scorer's bench, but the first period is complete, and the teams will head to the locker room. Anaheim with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play in Los Angeles. Pure freeway face-off action. It's getting physical. The only goal of the opening period from Tim Jackman, and the Ducks take the lead to the locker room after 1. Anaheim Ducks hockey is brought to you by ANA, Japan's leading 5-star airline. 2 daily flights from LAX to Tokyo, offering seamless connections to other Asian destinations. And by Monkey Sports Irvine, your Southern California hockey, baseball, and lacrosse superstore. The Ducks and Kings have met 3 times this season, and in none of those games, including regulation and overtime, have they combined for more than 3 goals. So no surprise, 1-0 Anaheim after 1 period of play. John and Brian back with you. A lot of special teams play in that opening period.
There was, and both power plays came up empty, but as we take a look at our Honda highlights, both clubs, I thought, in pretty evenly played opening period, certainly had their chances. This one was Marian Gaborik, great down low, great stop with the left hand by Frederik Andersen there. Brian Getzlaf got a little too casual. The Ducks were on the power play. Away goes Jeff Carter, not the guy you want to give an opportunity. Great recovery there by Lindholm. And then the opening goal of the hockey game, the Ducks' 4th line doing the heavy work along the boards. Terrific play here by Matthew Perreault. It's the give and the go, and he jumps into the open ice, slides it down to Tim Jackman. It was interesting because it was both defenders, Doughty and Muzzin, that got caught on the boards. That's why Tim Jackman was so wide open in front of the net, allowing Anaheim to take a 1-0 lead. Dwight King has got pretty good speed for a big man. He gets away from Francois Beauchemin, and from the face-off dot, forces Anderson to make a good stop, and boy, Corey Perry's a foot away from giving the Ducks a 2-0 lead before Robin Regehr just breaks him across his face with a hockey stick. Our stats after 20 minutes, shots 13-7 in favor of the Kings, scoring chances a little bit more representative of that period, 6-5 in favor of LA, and both power plays, as I mentioned, came up empty.
Block shots 8-2 in favor of the Ducks, the type of stat that might mean a lot in a game like this. For more, to the Anaheim bench we go. Standing by with assistant coach Brad Lauer is our Ken French.
Johnny, thank you very much, Brad. You knew this was going to be a physical contest, but things really started to heat up at the end of the first. What's the message to the team moving into the second period?
I just think just stay disciplined. We want to still play hard. We still want to take the body, but we just got to be smart. We got to stay out of the scrums and keep going.
Brad, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Johnny, back up to you.
Thank you, Kent. Remember, at the end of the first period, we had a little pushing and shoving afterwards, and minor penalties were given to Brian Allen of the Ducks for roughing, and Tanner Pearson of the Kings, he goes off for interference. So we'll begin the second period playing 4-on-4 hockey.
Now, it was Pearson that pushed Allen back in to the Anaheim netminder, and then the response from Allen, the reason why he's sitting in the box. Good to see Saku Koivu back on the Ducks bench. At the end of his last shift, he kind of limped towards the Anaheim bench, but seemed to be skating well on as soon as he got out of the locker room and back onto the ice prior to the start of this second period.
You know, one of the questions coming into tonight's game, you mentioned in the first period, Brian, where would the slack get picked up for all the minutes that are eaten by Cam Fowler? Well, in the opening period, Francois Beauchemin played over 10 minutes, and his partner, Luca Spiza, played over 8 minutes. To put that in perspective, Spiza has not played more than 21 minutes in a game all season long. Looks as if he may be called upon to do a little more lifting than that in this one here tonight. We'll keep an eye on that as we go. Beauchemin and Spiza begin the period as the defense pair in 4-on-4 play, and Corey Perry drops it off for Getzlaf. He gains the line, tries to give it back to Perry. Spiza got caught up ice a little bit, and he had to cycle back.
Corey Perry had the puck. Lucas Spiza was wide open, streaking down the wing, and he just didn't spot him.
Now it's Doughty carrying the mail, poked off his stick, trailing the play. Kopitar gets the high glass. Well, one of the better chances the Kings have had in this game. Lovejoy tumbles down on top of a Kings player in the corner, so for all intents and purposes, right now it's 3-on-3. They finally untangle. It's Marian Gaborik. Spies at the end of his shift doesn't have a lot of gas left in the tank, and he can't get to that puck in the corner. Getzlaf drops down to help out in front, knifing it away from Richards.
Always tough in the 4-on-4 in the second period. Long change.
Doughty was all the way below the goal line. Now he brings it out in a more traditional position for a defenseman, high in the zone, and he plays it off the glass below the goal line. Spiza's been out there the entire period. We're a minute 20 into it as he rims it around the boards. Getzlaf gets center red and lifts it in to the Kings zone. And he put a little too much air under it as it ends up in the netting above the high glass, so the draw will come back out to neutral ice.
Moments ago, Andrzej Kopitar with a point-blank opportunity for the Kings. The rush into the zone by Doughty, poked away by the defenseman. Lovejoy goes straight to Kopitar. He's thinking top of the net, did not miss by much. You can see him shaking his head over on the Kings bench right now, challenging Frederik Andersen up high and under the bar, but he throws it about a foot over top the crossbar.
Kopitar playing his 115th consecutive game. Number of Kings players riding games played streaks of 100 games or better. Kopitar has the team record of over 300 consecutive games played. After that was broken, he started that streak he's on right now. Jones will reel one in off the point shot by Lindholm. It hit a leg on the way. Never, I think, officially got to the Kings net. But the netminder will hold for a face-off.
The Ducks have been the best second period team of any club this season. Goal differential of plus 34. And I always say, you see the Kings are plus 6. If you make the direct comparison. And the reason for this, I believe, is the depth of the Ducks. The fact that when you do have that long change in the second period, if you're getting scoring from your third and fourth lines, that's when you really catch people on the ice.
Actually, Brian, the Kings are minus 6 in the second period, so this is a good matchup if you like your statistical trends as far as the Ducks are concerned. It's the worst period for the Kings this season as opposed to the best for the Ducks. Penalties are over to Pearson and Allen, and both teams full strength. Cogliano working down low with Koivu. He sweeps it back to the point. Lovejoy sends it right back around the base of the dasher. Winnick curls it for Cogliano. Good possession shift for the Ducks here as they're not letting the Kings play with the hockey puck. Finally up the boards, Tyler Toffoli, good-looking rookie for the Kings, is able to muscle it out, and Tanner Pearson gets it behind the Anaheim goal.
Good little play by Anderson again, puts the puck into the right spot. When you talk about a good puck-handling goaltender, you're not really talking about a guy that necessarily shoots the puck hard. It's about the decisions he makes with the puck, how he helps his defensemen, if he puts it in good spots and allows them to exit the zone.
Fistrick gets a turnover, gets it on net, and underneath the arm of Martin Jones. He didn't have it at first, so as everybody meets in the blue paint, sticks a flying and tempers a flaring.
Mark Fistrick is not known as an offensive-minded defenseman, but he pitches along the boards, gets to a loose puck, and just snaps it. And he snaps it low here, which he's really looking for a rebound. Kind of sticks on the pad of Jones. Big Patrick Maroon had gone to the front of the net. It was quite a duel between he and Willie Mitchell, right on the doorstep of the Kings goal crease. Mitchell pushing Maroon away. Maroon not backing down an inch.
Maroon had an assist, was +2 in the win in Colorado last night. Ducks playing the back end of back-to-backs, 7-1-2 in the second game of back-to-backs this season. A very strong record, despite a challenging bit of scheduling. Puck swatted in after Fistrick knocked it down as Maroon then pursues it in the corner, and it sneaks up the wall through him. Back comes Justin Williams. 7 points in the last 8 games for Williams, who pursues it as he dumps it in, gets a bump on Francois Beauchemin. Downwind Williams. Now Gaborik sends it around. Jake Muzzin's bid blocked on the way by Beauchemin. He sends it ahead for Maroon. Maroon gains the line, joined by Palmieri into the Los Angeles zone.
We had Kopitar back, and I don't think Pat Maroon realized it till it was too late. Otherwise, he would have challenged him one-on-one.
Puck squirts free. Spiza stays put at home and now gets it on a tee. Oh, and that one hit Maroon in front and just skipped away. Excuse me, it was Palmieri. And now Williams falls in the neutral zone as the Kings are whistled for icing. The fans at Staples Center think he had a little help.
Go back to that blast from the blue line by Lucas Spiza. There's traffic in front. Kyle Palmieri is there, but Voinov, I think it actually goes off the leg of Kyle Palmieri. Never actually reaches the goaltender Jones. The Kings were upset because Justin Williams, light on his feet in the neutral zone, tries to draw the call. The referee just shook his head and said no.
It was dispensed, if you will, by one Lucas Spiza. Allen with a wrist shot, and that's in the glove of Jones. And he will hold on. Check out the new Anaheim Ducks pizza meal deal. Receive a ticket to the Ducks Caps game this Tuesday and a big slice of pizza and a large soda, all for just $30. Ticketmaster.com is the place to go for that offer. Going back to that shot you just showed a minute ago, Brian, Spiza from the point, the last 2 games, he's been no nonsense when he gets the puck at the point. He's just been firing.
Simple game, and that's what Boudreau wants from Lucas Spiza. Such a good skater. And we've talked a lot about this year about the tough season that it has been for Spiza. Only played 19 games, a variety of injuries have really set him back.
Now it's Allen's turn to just put his head down and fire. That off the end boards, recovered by Perreault. Valesky, stop and go at the hash mark, puts it right through the goal crease. This is the line that produced the game's only goal, and Allen steps up the wall to knife it back below the goal line. Good hustle by Jackman as he comes over, and Lewis can't clear. Allen knuckles it to the side of the net. Jackman had a bid at it, and off the stick of Jones to the corner.
It's been a relentless forecheck from this line for the Ducks.
And again, they win the puck. And again, Allen puts his head down and blasts off the skate of Kyle Clifford. That clears the zone. Picked up by Bistrick, who lets the mates get onside and winds it around into the zone. Ducks will change. Not yet 5 minutes into the second period at Staples Center. Jordan Nolan throws it cross ice, and a slow-rolling puck that goes far enough for icing, but they wave it. Lovejoy got to it first nonetheless, and around to the near side, it's Getzlaf. A strike for Perry across the line. He fires over top of the goal. Getzlaf at the point holds one in. Boy, the Ducks look like the team that had last night off right now. The Kings look like the team that is playing the back end of back-to-backs.
Now, this is more Anaheim style of game here. Lots of pucks coming down low.
Perry gets it to Getzlaf behind the net. He turns away from Richards. Kept to the outside on his backhand. The captain turns, sends it behind the goal. Silverberg got hung up on the side of the Kings net. It's off the magnet. Corey Perry comes over. He tried to put it back on. He realized the Ducks had a tired Kings fivesome out there, and he said, hey, man, I'm just going to put it back on so we can keep playing.
Just lending a brother a hand was all he was doing. Here's Silverberg, who bumps into the net and knocks it off the peg, and Corey Perry comes over and just puts it back on. The goaltender, Martin Jones, kind of look over and say, how the heck did that get put back into the right spot?
Perry's just a full-service guy. Remember, he was checking the stanchion last night in Colorado between the benches, doing what he can. Faceoff comes outside the blue line, and the Kings control. Slava Voinov stretches it ahead, and Jarrett Stoll banks it in. Look at Anderson. Again, 12 feet out of his net to play the puck. And he winds it away from Toffoli, who was in on the forecheck. Cogliano steps into him, knocks the puck away, and it's angled ahead by Koivu. Good recovery by the Kings, who get it back, and Muzzin busts in for Stoll. Blocker save all the way nearly to the blue line by Anderson, and it's finally corralled by Winnick. Gets the feet moving through the neutral zone, off the wing, got it to the net, big rebound, oh, and it was right there for Cogliano.
Boy, he had a chance, didn't he? Rolling puck, not sitting flat on the ice, and tough to handle for Cogliano.
He's got it again, and he winds into the slot, only to have it knocked off his stick. And back comes Pearson. Pearson joined by Toffoli across the line. Fistrick forces him wide, takes him down. Allen comes over, keeps the puck in his skates. A very physical defense pairing out there for the Ducks right now, Allen and Fistrick. And they're able to work the puck loose. The Ducks clear the zone. They try to get changes as the Kings angle it back in, and Anderson swats it airborne out of the zone. Well, Frederik Andersen just exuding all kinds of confidence the way he plays the puck. Gaborik keeps it in around the boards for Kopitar. Bonino picks him up, and it's quickly swept across the zone by Maroon. Right on the tape for Palmieri. Gets center red, serves it in, and goes after it. Tries to nudge it along and got it to Maroon behind the net. Pat Maroon cycles it right back to Palmieri. He had the 2 goals last night in the win at Colorado, and then he gets tackled. Loses his helmet as part of the process. Compliments of Willie Mitchell. Bonino takes it away from Mitchell. Oh, he had Spiza, who was jumping in off the blue line, but the pass went off a skate. Spiza to the corner after it, and now has to hustle back on the back check as Williams clears the zone. Kings need a change as Gaborik sends it in. And back to get it Jackman, who fires it up the boards and out center ice.
That's smart play by Tim Jackman. Simple play, get the puck out of the defensive zone.
Drew Doughty through the middle of the ice into the Anaheim zone, and he took a little stutter step at the stripe, drawing Kyle Clifford offside. The Ducks still lead 1-0 despite a close call.
Going into this one tonight that there was going to be a little bit extra handed out by both clubs, both during play and after the whistles, and it certainly has not disappointed in that respect. And you know, both of these teams have got to be eyeballing one another and thinking that in the not-too-distant future, potentially a first-round playoff matchup, no one's budging in this game tonight. It feels, John, very much like the Ducks' first game following the Olympic break when they took on the St. Louis Blues at home. It was a smash-mouth type of game start to finish, very entertaining, very physical. And the Ducks, I thought, in that one got the best of the Blues in terms of the physical play overall.
Neither team has scored more than 2 goals during regulation and overtime in the 3 meetings this season, so no surprise. Now here's Perreault getting to a loose puck, and he knocks the stick away from Muzzin, drops it back, and Perry couldn't draw it to the forehand. That's unfortunate. Ducks not only had numbers, but the one defenseman that was back, Muzzin, didn't have a hockey stick. Perreault has had a lot of jump in his step tonight. He sends it back into the Kings zone once more. Trevor Lewis drops down to play it, and now Nolan away at center. 1-on-1. Allen takes it to the corner, forces it wide behind the net. Getting a little bit of a slash. Nolan still has the puck. Regehr fires it in front, and dropping the goal stick to cover is Anderson, as Kyle Clifford got a touch on that. And then a couple of low cross checks with Fistrick after the whistle.
Yeah, well, that stick's not going to leave those hands either right now. Here's the play for the Kings. They just kind of shovel it in, and Clifford comes in late. Boschman gives him a little shot, and it was Mark Fistrick down low. Clifford doing his job, getting to the front of the net. He doesn't have the hands of a goal scorer. He's got to get in there on the forecheck and bang people around. He's a player that LA has used effectively in the playoffs to wear defensemen down.
Penalty minute leader for the Kings this season. And he takes his seat as the Richards, Carter, and King line comes out. Carter will spell Richards on the draw to the right of Anderson. Shots on goal 15-11 in favor of the Kings. 1-0 Ducks. As we're about 90 seconds away from the halfway mark of the hockey game. Perry trying to angle it out. It comes back to Beauchemin, and he plays it across. Spiza able to recover after it was off his stick, and his pass into the glove of Getzlaf, who brings it across the line with Perry on the receiving end of a slash, knocking the puck behind the net, but he goes and gets it. Captain brings it in front, sneaking down the slot, Spiza, and the pass off a skate of Richards, and King gets to it. Richards trying to fly the zone there, but Anaheim did a good job coming back. And now as the Kings changed, they had too many men on the ice, and that puck went off a Los Angeles player. No call. Now Voynov flushed from behind the net by Cogliano. Gets a slash on the stick. Puck right to Koivu, and right on net off the stick of Jones. And out of play.
Well, let's check out how the big guns for both clubs have been doing in tonight's game. Not a lot of production offensively, but check out the ice time. Ryan Getzlaf, by the way, last night in Denver played 25 minutes plus. And so he's going to be a tired camper by the time this third period rolls around. Daryl Sutter knows, as a coach, you always tell your players, when you're playing an opponent that played the previous night and you did not, let's make sure we finish all of our checks, see if we can wear them down. They've finished their checks so far tonight on Getzlaf.
The speed of Marian Gaborik on display there, and having a little trouble handling the rebound off the shoulder was Anderson, but he's able to reel it in and cover up. Williams driving the net, looking for the loose change.
Well, you know what? Marion Gaborik does not have the speed he used to. He's had chronic groin issues. He's had hip surgery. He's not the raw rookie that broke in a couple of seasons ago, by the way, potted 44 goals. This is a guy that's, has lost a half step, but still a very talented player.
3-time 40-goal scorer, 8 times he scored 20 goals, but in the last year of his contract, one of those rental players, if you will, that we so often see getting moved at the trade deadline. Gaborik broke in with the Minnesota Wild, now been with the Rangers, Columbus Blue Jackets, and now the Kings. Lovejoy, who had the game winner last night in Denver, a little give and go with Bonino, and it goes through him on the return pass, and there's Gaborik, and a penalty coming up to Lovejoy. And again, one of those penalties that the Ducks somewhat had to take after losing control of the puck in their own zone.
Yeah, the pass across to Ben Lovejoy bounces, and it is, again, the pressure and the speed of Marion Gaborik. See the puck not rolling. See that bounce right there? But that's a tough bounce over the stick of Lovejoy. And then Gaborik does a good job of getting his shoulders inside the shoulders of Ben Lovejoy. So hooking penalty against Lovejoy. And the Kings with another power play chance. They've only had 2 shots on goal in this period. An opportunity here to get a few more with the extra man.
Well, they had 3 shots on goal the last time they had the man advantage in this game. The Ducks have quelled both Los Angeles power plays to this point tonight. Time of the penalty, 9:59, and a little confab going on over to the side of the Anaheim goal. Frederik Andersen and the 4 Duck penalty killers in there. And referee Rob Martell was in the center of it as well. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about. It looks like...
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is right now. There's no white tape on the top of the goal stick of Frederik Andersen. And the Kings are doing anything right now to try and rattle him. Doesn't make a big difference. They want white on the top of the goal stick, so if the goaltender reaches back and the top of the stick gets caught in the net, it's not confusing for someone to determine whether it's a puck or, in fact, the stick.
So Doug Shearer goes to work on the Anaheim bench. And this is one of those situations where a veteran trainer, like the man they call Sluggo, somewhat takes his time maybe to help the penalty killers get ready for what can at times be a taxing bit of work. And he has a wry smile as he does it, and the stick will be returned to Frederik Andersen.
It gives everyone a rest. It gives the Kings players a rest. It gives the penalty killers a rest. And, you can ask coaches about who that favors, and you'll get a different answer 50% of the time.
Face off to the right of Andersen. And Kopitar to oppose Getzlaf. The 2 captains take the draw, and the Duck captain wins it. And that enables Allen to send it the length of the ice.
John, is it me, or ever since Ryan Getzlaf went to the Olympics over in Sochi, he has become more of a monster in the face-off circle? He was great for the Canadian team at Sochi, won like 70% of his draws in that tournament, and he's come home, and he looks like a different guy, way more determined in the face-off circle.
He has improved his numbers since returning from those Olympic Games. The Kings go offside just 22 seconds into their 3rd power play chance. This season, Saturday Baseball comes to America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1. Starting April the 5th, the new home for Saturday Baseball is Fox Sports 1. You can find Fox Sports 1 on the channels listed on your screen, or go to foxsports1.com to find your provider. Just past the halfway mark of the hockey game as Doughty slowly retreats into his own zone. And now the regroup complete as the Kings bring it through the neutral zone. Kopitar gives it back to him. Leading scoring defenseman again this year for the Kings drops it off. To the line, Kopitar curls off the boards, watched by Cogliano. Now sets up on the half wall. Back to Voinov, and that shot deflected and over the high glass and into the netting. Still over a minute to go, and the penalty to Lovejoy.
There are just layers of Ducks lined up in front of their goaltender, and they're allowing the Kings to have the puck on the perimeter. But look at all those white jerseys in front, and everybody getting in the lane. You got Bonino playing goal. You got Francois Beauchemin playing goal, and then, you got Frederik Andersen with the big pads on playing goal as well. Tough to get shots through.
You were talking about block shots earlier. The Ducks get a lot of block shots from their forwards. Ryan Getzlaf is second in the league amongst forwards in shot blocking, and Nick Bonino is seventh. The commitment is definitely there. Now under a minute to go as the Kings again forced to start from their own zone. It's Doughty, plays nearly 26 minutes a game and gives it to Stoll. Right back for Drew Doughty. Across the top with Martinez. Stoll shot got through, rebound, score. Tyler Toffoli.
This puck deflects before it gets to Frederik Andersen, and that's why the fat rebound is left lying around. Simple play, throw it into the crease. I think it goes off a Ducks player's stick before it arrives on the doorstep. And then it's a perfect shot off of the pads of the goaltender, and Toffoli is there. Brian Allen has to pivot, can't locate it. It gets past him, and Toffoli, the right-handed shot, has it land right on his blade. The power play goal ties it up for LA.
11th of the season for the rookie. Two-time 50-goal scorer for the Ottawa 67s in the Ontario Hockey League. He knows a thing or two about scoring goals. And the Kings' power play marker, their first in 16 tries against the Ducks this season, has tied this one up. 8.5 to go in the second period from Staples Center. And it's a brand new game.
Welcome back to Staples Center. We have a tie hockey game with Matthew Perreault. Kings just tied this thing up. What do you guys have to do to get the momentum back?
I think we've been doing a good job getting pucks deep and finishing our checks. I think if we keep doing that, we'll be fine.
Matthew, I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, Johnny, let's send it back up to you.
Moments ago, the power play goal by Tyler Toffoli, phantom cam style. You see how close Brian Allen comes to getting to this puck as he tries to spin and just swat it away, but a rolling puck that Toffoli gets to first. And we are all square with 8.5 to play in the second period. Martin Jones out to play it, and then leaves it behind the net. Voinov knifes it ahead. Just beat Getzlaf to that puck. Now 4 abreast through center come the Kings. Williams, cross-ice pass, broken up by Motion. He blocks that. Getzlaf comes up with it. And here's a home run pass. Offside is Corey Perry.
Yeah, one step offside. Getzlaf thought he had him in behind. And close play. Corey Perry is a guy, of course, that when he gets on a roll, he can light you up. Here's a long pass to Getzlaf just over the line. If that trailing late travels the line, he's still onside, but close play. He would have been in all along. Corey Perry this year, 36 goals, ranked second in the NHL. By the way, ahead of his pace, the season that he scored 50. Yeah.
He had such a great month of March that year, 15 goals.
19 in his last 16 games that year to reach the 50 mark.
He's got 7 in his last 8 coming into tonight. Of course, he leads the league in game-winning goals. Leads the team in power play goals as well this season.
After tonight, Anaheim will have 14 games left in the regular season. We were talking with Bruce Boudreau prior to the start of the game, and it's a little early for these guys to really think specifically about being in the playoffs.
Maroon trying to saucer it through, and I think it went in off the defenseman. He was just trying to feather it across the crease, and as Muzzin laid down, I think he inadvertently puts it in his own net.
Yeah, Maroon tries to find Nick Bonino, who had gone off to the far post and made that stick blade available. Maroon just tried to saucer it across. Good job by Palmieri. He digs it out of a crowd. You get 3 Kings trapped. Muzzin trying to prevent the puck from getting through to Bonino inadvertently. It's an own goal for him. It's off his back trailing leg and into the corner. No chance for the goaltender Jones, and the Ducks grab the lead right back.
A little deja vu all over again, potentially, for the Kings. Back on the 23rd of January at Honda Center, the Ducks beat the Kings 2-1. Patrick Maroon had the game winner. Stoll with a shot, and looking around was Anderson. He didn't know where it was, but he gets the whistle.
Yeah, turnover. The pass into the middle of the ice from Brian Allen to Saku Koivu was not handled cleanly. And Jared Stoll, who can really snap it, doesn't waste any time. He drills it, and boy, Anderson does a great job. You got to squeeze that arm up against the body, and it's sometimes hard to really sense whether you've got the puck trapped or whether it's bounded away from you. He's fortunate it just kind of sticks to him. In that case, looked like he had Velcro on the equipment there, Johnny.
Sixth goal of the year by Maroon from Palmieri and Lindholm. The difference in the game at 12-12 of the second. Ducks with their second lead of the night, 2-1. This one juggled by the glove hand of Anderson, and he never did regain possession. Poke to the corner. Lovejoy goes after it there. Knocked away from him. Was pitching up the wall was Mitchell, and the centering pass denied by Lindholm. Cogliano trying to find open ice through center. Goes wide on left wing, and his shot off the stick of Martinez and out of play.
He's just got another gear, doesn't he? Andrew Cogliano playing a strong game tonight. 20-goal season for him. Such an emotional guy, kind of a quiet, emotional guy. But definitely a player. It was interesting to hear his comments the other day. The reporter had asked him about the 3-year contract extension he signed, and probably said, that Andrew, you took less money than you would have got on the open market. And he said, I owe these people in Anaheim. They brought me here. They made me a better player. It was pretty darn refreshing to hear that.
Not what you hear every day. In today's day and age of professional athletes, very refreshing to hear. Lindholm pitches to the hash mark to keep a puck in, and now Voynov saucering it away for Clifford. His pass into the middle, and Nolan had to keep his head up there, and in doing so, he wasn't able to receive the pass cleanly. Clifford swipes it back in, and Anderson, ever active, out to play it behind the net. Short little pass to Lovejoy, who gets bumped as he moves it to the near side, and Lindholm able to get it out of the zone. Pass ahead by Voynov, steered in by Nolan. Back after it is Lindholm. Just a little reversal off the corner boards, and Lovejoy again takes a hit as he tried to get it to Bolesky.
And a good forechecking shift here for L.A.
Toffoli puts it behind the net, and Nolan plays it off the back of the net, and then Toffoli and Lovejoy jostling at the side of the goal, knock it off the moorings, and that'll bring a stoppage in play. Well, not too far away from Fan Appreciation Night as we're coming down the home stretch of the regular season. And that's the night you could win a Honda Odyssey. Log on to AnaheimDucks.com/Honda Odyssey, and you can enter right now. You must be 18 years of age to participate, and good luck.
The Ducks have done a good job in the face-off circle, especially in this second period. They've won 13 of the 20 draws. Getzlaf won a whole bunch of them, and here the two big centers go head-to-head. Getzlaf and Kopitar settle in for an important draw.
Faceoff trickles across the slot before Spiza is able to reach out and move it ahead. Perry trying to get around Willie Mitchell. He lifts it into the zone. Doughty moves it away, and the pass by Mitchell does not connect with Marian Gaborik, so icing the call as Spiza, the first man back.
It's been a good game, well played by both teams so far tonight. Bruce Boudreau has got to be very pleased with the way his team has been able to move the puck for the most part out of the defensive zone without Cam Fowler being there. We wondered about how the defense pairings were going to shake out. The combination of Lindholm and Lovejoy has been very effective.
Ken French at the start of our broadcast talking to Bob Woods says this is not a Kings team that gives you much. They've only given up 13 shots at this point in the game. It has been 10 games for the Kings since they gave up as many as 30 shots on goal in a single game. So they continue to play a stingy style, but it's the Ducks on top 2-1. Kopitar coast to coast. Drop pass for Gaborik. Poke back to the side of the Anaheim goal. And Anderson, ever calm, able to just poke it away. And Silverberg at center just rolls it inside the Los Angeles stripe long enough for the Ducks to get a change. Williams takes it off his skate, meets Getzlaf up the boards. Allen fired it back in, and Williams sends it all the way down, and as it comes into the trapezoid, Anderson again makes the right play. Kings trying to change, so a lot of space on the near side of the ice for Maroon. He flies in, gets a good hit on Regehr after he dumped it behind the net. Good breakout for the Kings, and here's Stoll with speed through center. Hard shot, big rebound off of Anderson, and Toffoli angles it off the boards, and Anderson wisely covers up. 4:41 to go in the second period. Patrick Maroon was trying to make a pass. Instead, he scored a goal. He'll take it, and so will the Ducks. The Ducks and Kings have traded goals in the second period as the freeway faceoff moves to Staples Center. And in the second period, the Ducks with a 2-1 lead. Third in the league overall in goal scoring after that 6-goal explosion in the second period last night in Colorado. Now for Bruce Boudreau's club. They've been near the top of the league all season long.
They have, and the Kings have been near the bottom. LA just averaging 2.36 goals per game. And it's why it's great to be a defensive team, and it's great to be a club that really protects your own end. But where it really is not necessarily a good thing is when you fall behind in games, because can you open it up? Can you change your style in order to create enough offensive chances to get back into it?
The 3 teams in the league average fewer goals per game coming into tonight than do the Los Angeles Kings. Voinov from his own stripe, and his pass denied in the neutral zone on a good play by Bonino, angled in by Maroon, and Martin Jones forced to play it behind the net. Ducks get a change with 4 minutes to play in the second period. And a quick transition pass by Fistrick in the neutral zone for Cogliano. Gets it to the net. Jones steers it to the end boards. Tanner Pearson digs it off the wall into the middle for Jordan Nolan, and he gets it deep. It's the Kings' turn to try to change. Anderson can't get a stick on it behind the net. Nolan to the near boards, keeps it alive. Clifford tried to chase, but overcomes Fistrick, who taps it away and then clears the zone. Martinez hammers it back in, and Lewis stops on the near side to get to it. Clifford behind the net. Chased by Fistrick on his backhand as he brings it to the high slot, trickled it towards the net, and that's easily swatted away by Brian Allen. And they wave the icing as Rochester Hills Michigan native Alec Martinez took the long way.
John, moments ago, Kyle Palmieri made it back slowly to the Ducks bench. He was not looking comfortable. It was a collision away from the puck with Nolan of the Kings.
Lewis hit by Lovejoy down low. Carter gets it right to the goal mouth, and boy, a good chance for Dwight King is smothered by Anderson.
I want to go back to the contact between Nolan and Palmieri. And it happened just at the Ducks blue line and away from the play. Keep an eye left side of your screen up here, guys. And keep an eye on Nolan right now. And watch Kyle Palmieri. He's not even looking at Nolan. And watch the contact. It's knee to knee. Nolan's none the worse as he goes back to the Kings bench, but Kyle Palmieri trying to shake things off.
Jordan Nolan was recently suspended for a hit on Jesse Yoensu, of the Edmonton Oilers in a game just a week ago. He served that 1-game suspension and is back in the Kings lineup here tonight. 2.5 to play, second period. The Ducks on top 2-1. Richards throws it rink wide, and Carter in full flight after it. Runs it down. Boschman had an angle on it, and squirts back, and a good job by Francois to intercept the centering pass from King. Moves it to the wing, and now Getzlaf has some space. Strides into the King zone, but a back-checking Carter knocked it away. Silverberg got to it and didn't get much on it as he put it on goal, forcing Jones to cover up.
Now, Robin Regehr is going after Getzlaf and trying to get the Anaheim captain off the ice. I mean, that's Regehr's job. If he can get that exchange, that's a pretty good exchange for him. And Getzlaf, who at times in his career has not turned the other cheek, is wise to do so. Keep an eye on the end of this, and Getzlaf's not doing anything. But watch Regehr, grabs him around the head. That's not a gentle grab around the neck of Ryan Getzlaf.
5 years ago, Getzlaf topped out a career-high 121 penalty minutes. This season, he has 24.
Yeah, he's done the discipline is significantly improved.
Play in the neutral zone, a collision right in front of the Kings bench involving Boschman and Justin Williams. Meantime, play goes on in the Los Angeles zone. Alec Martinez moves it up the wall into the middle of the ice. Gabourik's pass swatted right back in by Fistrick. Bonino touches up. Play goes on. He's the first forward in on the forecheck. Played away from him by Martinez. Kings stretch it, and stepping off the bench was Winnick, who nearly knocked it away, but Nolan picks it up. Poked off the stick by Lovejoy.
Yeah, terrific. Use of the stick there by Ben Lovejoy on Kopitar. Kopitar looked like he had a half step.
Gabrick lays it off, Muzzin from a bad angle, and it's held by Anderson with the traffic in front of the person of Justin Williams, who was doing battle with Lindholm.
Well, Justin Williams gets away with a little shot against Hampus Lindholm. And things are trying to rough up the youngster Lindholm. Here's the play made by Ben Lovejoy. He's backing up. Looks like Kopitar's going to get an angle, and then that quick stick. Lovejoy has come such a long way as a one-on-one defender and a shutdown defender this season for the Ducks.
Buck 22 to go in the middle period, and the face-off to the right of Anderson. Stoll, the top face-off man for the Kings, wins it, and a glove save on Doughty is made by Frederik Andersen. Well, a couple of games ago, the Ducks were wondering where their secondary scoring had gone. Well, it could lead to their second consecutive win here tonight. Look at some of the production in the last 24-plus hours.
It was the thing that they had really going for them in the first 30 games of the regular season, where they just pulled away from everybody.
Face-off win for the Kings. Doughty gives it to Pearson, who's pass across too hot to handle for Muzzin, who gets it to the net. And off the skate, I believe, of Kopitar there, right to Cogliano. He'll get it deep at the other end. Kings forced to go 200 feet as Doughty moves it ahead, and now under a minute remains in the second period. Pass off the stick to Foley, and Lindholm fires it out of the zone. Pearson brings it back in offside.
Anaheim, I think, would be quite pleased to get back to the locker room with a one-goal lead going into the third. They've done a good job defending tonight. Lindholm looks pretty comfortable in most situations on the ice, and we wondered, with Fowler not in the lineup, who Bruce Boudreau might select to replace Fowler and eat up a lot of the minutes that he plays on a nightly basis, and it looks like it's going to be Lindholm, and so far it's worked out well.
Well, as you've talked about a number of times this season, Brian, he likes that Fowler-Lovejoy matchup because they possess so much foot speed as a matchup pair. Lindholm certainly brings that aspect as well. If you're looking for somebody to take Fowler's role, here's Robin McGear, and a glove save by Anderson, who was well out of his crease to cut the angle. And he'll hold on with 32 seconds remaining in the second period.
No problem whatsoever for Anderson here. Robin Regeer gets pretty good wood on that, but the big netminder, see how far he was out in front of the goal crease? He looks around. There's no passing option for Regeer, so Anderson just creeps out an extra couple of feet and blocks the angle down. There's nothing for Regeer to shoot at.
The 14-year veteran did not score a goal in his first 57 games in a Kings sweater. He has 3 in the last 17 coming into tonight. Perry up the boards with help from Boschma, able to nudge it to center ice and trying to pounce on it there. And successfully was Jakob Silfverberg. Scaled up the glass and out by Boschma, pounced on by Silfverberg this time. He gets it into the King zone. He goes around Regeer. He definitely went the long way. Spun around the boards, and Spiza holds it in for Getzlaf. Final seconds of the period, Spiza gets it to the net, looking for a tip from Silfverberg. It was just wide on the short side. And the period comes to a close as Perry takes a shot.
No, Regeer is stepping over the line with the Ducks star players.
Every chance he gets.
Every single chance he gets. And this is a prelude, perhaps, to a postseason matchup between these guys. That was he takes a long run to get to Corey Perry. We've seen him go after Ryan Getzlaf. Robin Regeer, this is why the Kings got him. He is a big, tough hombre and very difficult to play against. But he leads with the elbow on Corey Perry. Perry doesn't like it.
Well, we had penalties at the 20-minute mark of the opening period. Who knows? We may get more here. Are they taking liberties? Yeah, they're taking liberties. But it's the Ducks and Kings. And as you mentioned, the Ducks would probably be happy to get that lead to the locker room, Brian, and that's exactly what they've done. Frederik Andersen has been very good. He has made 28 saves to this point, and the Ducks' secondary scoring has given them a 2-1 lead after 2. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Anaheim Ducks is expressly prohibited. Anaheim on top at Staples Center, 2-1 our score after 2 periods of play. John and Brian back with you with no Cam Fowler in the lineup tonight for the Ducks. We've been tracking the ice time to see where the minutes would go, and right off the hop, it was very obvious where Bruce Boudreau was going to give those extra minutes.
Well, we knew that Francois Beauchemin was going to play a ton in this game. He's almost played almost 18 minutes already, and he's probably going to be up in the 25 to 30 mark easy at the end of this one. Lucas Spies has been very impressive in this game. 15 minutes and 19 seconds of ice time. And the other thing that we should mention, John, is the fact that Stefan Robidas has been skating at full speed, participating in contact drills. I think he's going to play the very next game for the Ducks. And Sami Vatanen, who was injured down in Norfolk, beginning treatment here, he's close as well to returning to the Ducks lineup. So all of a sudden the Ducks are going to have a few more available bodies on the blue line.
And both of those players he just mentioned, right-handed shots, which gives the coaching staff more options, to say the least. You mentioned, no surprise that Francois Beauchemin has picked up as a lot of the slack of this ice time for Bruce Boudreau. In 7 of the last 11 games, the veteran defenseman for the Ducks, Beauchemin, has exceeded 26 minutes. In a couple of those games, he played better than a half an hour, and we wouldn't be surprised to see him add another game to that list here tonight as we go down the stretch in the third period.
So what does Boudreau do to start this third period? He gets the Koivu line on the ice immediately, and by doing so, Daryl Sutter doesn't want to put Kopitar out there. He wants to keep Kopitar away from Koivu if he can. And so a little bit of a chess match going on right now between the two head coaches.
Third period underway. And the Kings chop it into the Anaheim zone, hinging over is Hampus Lindholm, and hard around, he finds Daniel Winnick. Winnick chops it up the boards, but not out. It comes to him a third time, and he puts it in the Anaheim bench.
You know, this in a game like this, 2-1 game, those pucks that are rimmed hard around the boards have got to find a way to get out of the defensive zone. The coaches put a ton of pressure on wingers, something that's a skill that they practice most days in practice. Easier to do if you look up as a winger and you see that your centerman is coming from below, so you have support from behind. In that situation, Winnick did not.
Winnick got the goal-scoring parade started last night in Colorado as the Ducks set a new franchise mark for fastest 5 and 6 goals in a game as Anderson swallows up the bid by Tanner Pearson.
Only 6-goal period in franchise history. 20 years, folks, so that was quite a memorable period last night in Denver.
And not only were the 9 goals combined the most in any single period in Ducks history, but the former mark was 7. I mean, it just blew it out of the water every time you turned around. The red light was on. Luckily for the Ducks, it was enough. All the scoring coming in the second period. Pearson stopping and changing direction behind the Anaheim goal, now finds Drew Doughty. And back to Pearson off his stick. It comes out center ice. Regehr retreats with Pearson, who throws it right to Getzlaf coming out of the Anaheim zone, and he gets it to Silverberg. Jakob Silverberg takes a bump as he rims it around and in. Silverberg with 3 shots on goal, the most of any Ducks player. Getzlaf wins a puck battle, and Perry throws it to the net. High and off the mark, but Getzlaf gets it back. Perry comes into the night, 5th in the league in shots on goal, looking for another one, and a good pad save by Jones. Puts it into the crease again. Oh, a couple of bids for Silverberg, but he couldn't get his stick free, and now Spiza fails to hold.
Silverberg's had a good game. He's had 3 shots on goal. So important, of course, for the guy that's filling that role as the left winger on the Getzlaf-Perry line to not be shy about shooting the puck.
Justin Williams touches it back for Anze Kopitar. Beauchemin keeps him to the outside. He spins out of the corner, but can't get the pass through Pat Maroon. Maroon with a go-ahead goal for the Ducks. Now with a goal and 3 points in his last 4 outings. Kopitar, high slot, looking for a shooting lane. Hands it off to Willie Mitchell, and that's off the blocker of Anderson as he hugs the near side post. Beauchemin comes away with it from behind the net. Finds a passing lane, rink wide. It's Pat Maroon. Ducks changing as he chips it deep and goes after it in the Los Angeles zone. Plays it along for Bonino. Nick angles it back to the wall. Brian Allen settles, walks the line, lets it go, and I believe hit Maroon in front.
Yeah, Maroon was there, looking for the redirect.
Now it's Clifford, joined by Carter, and it's chopped off his stick. Good play by Brian Allen, who then moves the puck ahead, and Maroon gets the feet going. He'll get center red and get it deep. Ducks need some changes as it goes around, and Jones won't touch it behind the net. Kings cleared. It's chipped up the wall for Mike Richards. Richards has Clifford trailing the play, now hits the brakes, brings it high in the zone and winds it around. Jeff Carter into the high slot, finds an opening, knocked off his stick. And out center ice, good play by Matt Bolesky. Bolesky's had a good game here tonight as well for Anaheim.
The Ducks doing a good job protecting the middle of the ice. And Carter is a guy, of course, with that big reach of his. And he's dangerous when he gets the puck into the middle of the ice. I mean, he can change his shooting angle so quickly.
Ducks work the puck deep into the Kings zone, and it's Doughty on his horse from behind the net. Hands it off to Trevor Lewis, and offside go the Kings.
Well, Drew Doughty is going to be on his horse this entire period. Watch Doughty here back at the blue line. It's the give and go play. He's got Silverberg, gives it up, and then he jumps into a hole. And it was a nice job of defending there by Francois Beauchemin, who got a pass, or a stick rather, on that pass. But Doughty is so lightning quick. And when you can't hold in the defensive zone, a guy like Doughty is going to be a real handful here in the third.
Mitchell back to get it in the Kings zone. Behind his own net, angles it ahead for Dwight King. His pass broken up at the blue line. Cogliano keeps it in, and Mitchell forced to start over. Cogliano right on his hip. So he throws it ahead off the stick of King out center as the Ducks get onside. Fister puts it on the high glass and moves back around. Martinez got a stick on it. Cogliano gets the loose puck, finds Fister. And his hard pass down to Cogliano, a little too hot to handle. He whips it right back through an empty slot, and now Fister has to hustle back and get it with King pressuring. Gets it to Allen into the King zone, throws it behind Winnick, who is going down the center lane.
The Ducks are going to adopt a similar strategy with Doughty that they do with Duncan Keith, and they're going to just try and keep him in front of them.
Pearson drops it for Toffoli all the way to the slot on a diving play to block it by Silverberg. Well, he just kept going as much room as he could find, and the next thing he knew, he was right between the circles. Ducks angle it ahead, and it's Getzlaf at the blue line. Pokes it out of the feet of Doughty to the corner. Silverberg goes after it. Pearson reverses it away. Muzzin throws it up the middle. Pearson open on the wing in full flight. Drops it back. Open on the near side was Stoll, but the pass went right through him. Toffoli now in the corner. Comes up with it back to the line, but he splits his defense, and that'll bring the puck to center ice, and the rest of the black jerseys with it.
You see the Kings passing up a couple of scoring chances. You also see a little bit of leg weariness here on the part of Anaheim. Right now, it's LA that has a little bit more jump in their step, as expected, with the Ducks on a tight turnaround after having played in Denver last night. Got to their hotel about 2 a.m.
Incidentally, the San Jose Sharks are idle tonight, in case you're interested, as Palmieri wires one wide. Anaheim came into tonight tied atop the Pacific Division with the Sharks, having played one less game. Now it's Justin Williams. Throws it to the open wing. Maroon will get to it first and reverses it behind the net. Beauchemin gets to it, chips it along, but nobody there in white, so Williams leaves it for Mitchell. Justin Williams trying to fight off the hook from Bonino and then fires it wide from high in the slot. Beauchemin gets to it, uses the glass to get it around. Maroon finds it off his skate, and he'll get it deep. It's the Ducks' turn to change.
Pat Maroon has done a real nice job in this game. Puck on his stick in the offensive zone. He's doing a good job getting pucks in deep. Little chip plays off the boards. Forcing the Kings defense to turn, go all the way back deep into the defensive zone. You've got the lead in the game against a team that has trouble scoring goals. You want to put them 200 feet away whenever you can.
Jordan Nolan drops it back, fought off by the glove of Anderson, and cleared out of harm's way as Perreault on his knees in front of the Anaheim goal. Icing will be the call.
This puck, one of the few pucks tonight, gets away from Frederik Andersen. It's a wrist shot from the top of the circles, and he kind of has it go off the heel of the catching glove. Clifford and Nolan attacking the Anaheim goal crease, but the Ducks able to get a huge clear.
Last start for Anderson came on Monday of this week against the Toronto Maple Leafs in a 3-1 loss at Honda Center. As he appears for the third time in the last 4 games in the Anaheim goal crease. Puck deflected out of play and will step aside. Time for tonight's save of the game, brought to you by Chamberlain. We go all the way back to the opening period.
Yeah, Marion Gaborik on the doorstep. Great pass here by Willie Mitchell. Freddie Anderson gets his body, even though he's in a prone position close to Marion Gaborik. He can't hoist that puck over the catching glove. And a big save early by the Anaheim netminder.
22nd appearance in goal for Anaheim this season. 15-4-0 record for Frederik Andersen coming into tonight's action. 23 years of age, having a contract extension with his play this season for the Ducks. And he looks at a face-off to his right. 13:44 to go in the game. 2-1 Anaheim. Muzzin across for Doughty. And his shot deflects out of play. Drew Doughty played nearly 20 minutes in the first 2 periods of this game. And no surprise to a guy who's 7th in the league in ice time. Plays nearly 26 minutes a game. Leads the Kings defense in every measurable defensive category. Goals, assists, points, power play goals, shots on goal. We'll see a lot of him, Brian, won't we, down the stretch?
We certainly will. 2nd overall pick. Way back in the 08 entry draft. He's a special player.
Penalty coming up off the faceoff, and I think this is going to go against the Kings. As Winnick was hooked, chasing that puck off of one faceoff, and what an opportunity this is going to be for the Ducks.
Well, the Ducks have not been able to generate much on their power plays in this game. Keep an eye on the penalty against King. The right side, right by the faceoff circle. Winnick's going to get to the free puck, and the little tug right there will cost Dwight King a couple of minutes. So you're right, John, just a huge opportunity. Anaheim has them. They've been mostly in prevent defense mode here in the 3rd period. Kings have got a power play goal in this game already. Anaheim would like to tie up the special teams battle right here.
The Ducks power play with a real chance to put some distance here. As the penalty at 6:27 of the 3rd. And Bonino wins the draw to begin the man advantage. Lindholm across for Getzlaf, who drives up the right boards, releases on it and gets it back. Lindholm's wrist shot doesn't make it. Off of Doughty to the corner. He chases and ices. And Anderson there to play it behind the net. He misses Getzlaf with it. And it goes right to Trevor Lewis. Lindholm hustles over and now finds Silverberg, who gives it back to him, and the Ducks will restart. Half a minute gone and the man advantage. Bonino across for Silverberg. On left wing, cuts to the middle, knocked off his stick. Lindholm pokes it ahead, and the Kings clear, but they had numbers if they'd have been able to connect on a pass. Doughty just cleared the zone. He goes for a change, and Mitchell intercepts a pass at center ice. Kopitar turns the corner, works on Silverberg shorthanded. Lindholm now picks him up behind the net. Kopitar trying to slide it in front, and Justin Williams dumped as he tried to come to the goal mouth. Bonino gives it to Getzlaf. He jumps on his horse through center. Across the line. Onside, picked up by Carter. He swings it down low, and Regeer will get to it first near side. Reversed away. Voinov will let Carter have it. He's got time and space. And until forced, he'll wait as long as he can to ice the puck.
It just looks like they're trying to break even on this power play.
Postma gets center red and hammers it around the base of the dasher and in. Maroon to the corner. Voinov plays it in front of his own net dangerously, but Richards is there, and he'll send it away. The penalty to Dwight King has 25 seconds remaining. Postma picks it up from behind the goal and now hands it off for Matthew Perreault. Across the line to Paul Mary. He just chips it down low. 3 white sweaters go after it for Anaheim, and Perreault digs it free. Back to the line open. Postma tees it up just wide with Maroon trying to block out the sun in front. And the Kings will ice one more time. That'll do it. The penalty to King expires. He's out of the box. Los Angeles full strength. Anaheim without a power play goal on 3 opportunities tonight. Still on top 2-1. Here is King, and he has it taken away. Nice little play defensively by Koivu, who strips him and then sends Cogliano into the King zone. Winnick turns, put it right on net. The kick saved by Jones.
Nice play there by Daniel Winnick.
Yeah, he had Koivu driving the net as well. Kings fail to get it out, and now Robin Regeer forced to start over back in his own end. And Doughty will give it back to him. 9 minutes gone, third period.
That's what I'm talking about, John. The tactic against Drew Doughty. Keep him in front of you as often as you can. Force him to give the puck up. If you possibly can, make Robin Regeer handle it.
Shots 33-17 in favor of the Kings. The Ducks lead 2-1. Getzlaf and Perry work it in on the left side of the Los Angeles zone. Dug out for a moment by Bolesky, but then swung back up the boards, and Allen forced to retreat as Justin Williams stares him down at center. He gets it deep, and Fistrick hinges over to play, and Anderson puts it back up on the glass. Perry and Williams do battle in the corner. Kopitar and Fistrick join the fray, and now Perry throws it to the line, not out. Long shot by Voinov, got through, and on a deflection, Anderson with a dandy stop.
Nifty little redirect. Frederik Andersen, perfectly positioned. He keeps his chest high. A big goaltender, even when he goes down on his knees, keep that chest nice and high, and the redirect is going to have to be perfect in order to get past one of your shoulders. A bounce little redirect there.
Wasn't sure if that was the old dreaded double tip. Anderson with his 33rd save of the night. Now we'll look at a draw to his left. 10-17 remaining third period. Kings have doubled up the Ducks on shots, 34-17, but it's a 2-1 lead on the scoreboard for Anaheim. Carter wins the draw. Martinez at the point. High slot, Lewis, save made by Anderson. Rebound comes right back to Lewis. And he weaves his way to the near boards. Tries to shake off Bonino. Now gets it back, and Richards got it on net. And Anderson finds it and holds on.
Good shift by the Kings. Just trying to overpower the Ducks down low. Look at the active head of the goaltender, Frederik Andersen, as he locates that puck. Boy, last second reaction with the left toe to make a save there. Anderson, Freddie's always one of those guys that reminds me, he's got the same demeanor of a former Duck goaltender by the name of Mikhail Shkolenko. It seems like there's almost no heartbeat that time.
Off the draw, he makes the save on Muzzin. Anderson was in net and got the win at Honda Center on the 23rd of January against the Kings. The only time he's appeared against Los Angeles, and this is his first NHL season. He gave up one goal in that 2-1 Anaheim victory. Winnick gets it over, and Cogliano had it in his feet. Had a little trouble with it, but keeps the cycle going now for Koivu in the corner. Saku winds it around just out of the reach of Cogliano. It'll come all the way to the near side, and Lovejoy has to hustle back as he thought better of pinching to keep the puck in. Now it's Doughty. He's got a man. Pearson in front, and the pass just out of his reach.
The talent of Doughty right there. The way he kind of has a little curl and drag move at the Anaheim blue line. Just to buy a little time, give himself an opportunity to make that pass across.
Clifford directs it into the Anaheim zone. Anderson there to stop it for motion. A rolling puck that he'll swing up the boards. Silverberg gets a stick on it, but not out. Clifford hoists it over top of the goal and taken off the high glass by Lovejoy. And off of Corey Perry to center ice. Perry nudges it ahead, and Getzlaf gets to it, just sends it in. Streaking in on left wing after it, Jakob Silverberg. Assists in each of the last two games for Silverberg. He's unable to win the puck battle, and around it comes to Clifford. Taken away from him by Getzlaf. And again, on the open wing, it's Silverberg who's on his way back to the bench, so he just gets it deep and gets a change. 8.5 to go at a sold-out Staples Center, the 101st consecutive sellout in this building for a Kings hockey game. Ducks on top 2-1. Spiza intercepts at center, plays it back, and Maroon hoists it in. Bonino goes in after it, but the Kings move it ahead. Speed through the neutral zone for Trevor Lewis, who has it swatted off his stick by Allen. Maroon picks it up, and he gets it deep the other way. Regeer reversing it from pressure. Maroon again held it in, and his shot off a skate skitters across the Kings zone. Cogliano trying to dig it out from underneath Lewis, who had fallen down, and now Regeer will restart.
It's a good battle by Cogliano with the bigger Lewis. We know Cogliano, I mean, he's very low center of gravity, a very strong guy. Really gets knocked off of the puck.
Look at Koivu battle there. Fans want a penalty call as Jared Stoll goes down. Puck still loose in the skates of Allen. He jams it up the wall, not out. The cross-ice pass comes off the wall and is poked past Revere by Cogliano. Here's Winnick trying to draw it into the middle, and he's decked by Voinov. Speed the other way for Toffoli, and he loses the puck at the blue line. Perry plays it to himself off the wall and then sand wedges it back into the Kings zone. Doughty has to wait for it to land back on earth, and he gets it to Muzzin. Pearson rink wide for Doughty as he tries to join the rush. Williams follows up. Knocked to the ice by Lovejoy. Loose puck to Lindholm. Goes up the glass and out center ice. No, I believe it was played by a high stick, so everybody can catch their breath with under 7 to go in a 1-goal game.
Drew Doughty in full motion is throwing out all kinds of misinformation. Got inside of Hampus Lindholm on that play, and then look for Tanner Pearson right on the doorstep. Frederik Andersen was able to get there ahead of Pearson with the goal stick, and here's that play by Daniel Winnick trying to cut inside on Voinov. Voinov did a good job of getting the shoulder inside. Doughty, by the way, has already played 24 minutes and 38 seconds, and with just under 7 minutes to go, he could probably play another 3-4 minutes here in regulation alone.
Kopitar sent packing on the faceoff to the left of Frederik Andersen. Justin Williams in to take it, and now another false draw. They're going to throw Bonino out this time?
Well, Bonino was saying, look, he comes in and actually made contact with me. It should be Jason Williams that gets tossed. No one is going to go.
They can't toss Williams without a penalty. They've already thrown Kopitar out. Perry pressuring at the point, and the Ducks come up with it. Getzlaf thinks better of trying to thread the needle to Perry and dumps it in deep.
Yeah, this is discipline here by the Ducks. A tired team defending a lead, making sure they get to center.
Kopitar storms in on right wing, cuts to the middle, stick handles, and his shot is in the net. Oh, the red light came on. I think they're ruling it went off the crossbar, back underneath Andersen, who covers up. The crowd reacted as if it was in.
When I first looked at the shot, I thought that it was in, and then the referee waved it off. Kopitar cuts back into the middle. There's contact. It goes off the Kings. Hits the, oh boy, it looks like it bounces down across the line.
This is going to depend on what the call is. As you mentioned, contact in the crease.
Well, I'm telling you, there's no call on Gaborik, who interferes with Frederik Andersen and does not allow him to make a play on the puck.
It appears as if it comes off the crossbar and down across the red line. The puck is on edge.
You know, the definitive look will be, and you know, Francois Beauchemin is working the referee over right now. And
let's try to listen to Rob Martel.
There you go.
So not reviewable, the fact that contact with the goaltender did not allow Frederik Andersen to make a play on the shot. And Daryl Sutter would like a word with Steve Kazzari and or Rob Martel.
Well, here's a look from the overhead, and you can see that Gaborik right there makes contact with Frederik Andersen. The Kings will argue that he was pushed in by Jakob Silfverberg. And Daryl Sutter not happy.
All sorts of trash littering the ice here at Staples Center.
And idiot fans here at Staples Center not only voicing their displeasure, but just throwing any piece of garbage they can onto the ice.
Now, this is going to cause a pretty substantial delay here. And with 6:23 to play in the third period, we're going to exercise the television timeout here while the maintenance crew at Staples Center tries to get the ice surface ready for the resumption of play. Now, as we return to Staples Center, they're still just cleaning up the ice from all the litter that was thrown on the ice as a result of this no-goal call.
You know, it's the center lane drive by Marian Gaborik And you know what? You look at it, Jakob Silverberg is on his backside and pushing him towards the net. The tough call that goes against the Kings. The Ducks are loving it. It was ruled incidental contact against the goaltender. There's no question that Frederik Andersen could not make a play on that shot. And you pointed out, rightfully so, John, it is not reviewable when the referee says that it's no goal because of contact. Nothing that the Situation Room in Toronto can look at.
And give Martel credit. He was in good position, and he was waving it off right from the beginning. So he had his call. He made it, and it's still 2-1. So Winnick kicking at a puck deep in the Kings zone. As now up the wall it comes to Mike Richards. Richards caught on the back check by Cogliano, who then hinges it back. And a nice bit of work by Brian Allen, who skates to that puck to give himself a lane to clear the zone.
And I'll say this, the Ducks not sorry that there was an extended timeout as they had to clear the ice. So
an added benefit.
Tired group of players can get a little bit of extra rest. So the home team fans not exactly really helping out the Cubs.
Kings start from out of their own zone as Bolesky works feverishly on the back check. Pearson and Lovejoy after it behind the Anaheim goal. Tanner Pearson, just recalled recently from Manchester of the American League, puts it to the point. Pass back to him is off his skate to the corner. Lovejoy able to work it up the wall to Getzlaf. Perry heads up left wing, and the pass for him is knocked out of midair and ruled offside at the blue line. Become a season ticket holder today for the upcoming 14-15 Ducks season, and you'll receive the best of fan benefits, including priority access and special pricing for the upcoming Stanley Cup playoffs this spring. Go to AnaheimDucks.com/season tickets for more information. Game clock down to 5 minutes to go at Staples Center. The Ducks 2 and the Kings 1. And a good stick by Bonino turns that pass into a souvenir.
We've seen that before, and that's a good read by Nick Bonino, where the Kings try and spring Kopitar wide. Drew Doughty is able to handle the puck, keep his head up, and he doesn't want the Ducks to think he's going to send it over to Kopitar, who's coming late with speed up the boards. It was a real good play by Bonino.
And he wins the face-off, enabling the Ducks to get it deep in the Los Angeles zone. Kings fire it back out, and it's hoisted off the glass back in. This, however, will be icing against Anaheim. Well, they wave it.
Well, the goaltender came out of the crease.
Yeah.
The mistake by the rookie.
Boschma just pitchforked it off the glass. Now a big lively bounce to Silverberg. High slot, got it through, and Jones, who hasn't been busy this period, has to make a blocker save to keep the Kings within one. Muzzin, rink wide for Gaborik. Stepping in front of him is Spiza. He puts it off the side of the Anaheim goal, gets it back. And now out of the corner, it's Kopitar. Spins it back down low. Marian Gaborik has it chopped away, but picked up by Williams. Top line for the Kings, trying to get the equalizer here. Justin Williams steps out. Now turns back. Koivu keeping him to the outside. Puts it behind the net. Alec Martinez, the defenseman, sneaks all the way down, then loses the puck, and a smart play by Koivu, who just clears. And it won't go far enough for icing, enabling the Ducks to get a needed change. 3:45 to play in the game.
This is just straight defense from Anaheim. They're not even trying to get anything going against Jones here. It's just get the puck out, get it in deep, and then flood the neutral zone.
Jones forced to play it once again as the Kings try to go 200 feet. Voinov sends it in. This time Andersen will not come out and play it. Allen doesn't get a lot on it. It bounces into the middle, and Perry just shovels it away. Again, not far enough for icing.
Yeah, Matt Bolesky now on that left wing along with Getzlaf and Perry.
Silverberg picks off the pass at center, drops it off for Bonino, fakes the shot, loses the handle, but Silverberg denied on a great save by Jones.
What a stop by Martin Jones. That was the game.
Maroon puts it off the side and then tries to stuff it on the wraparound, and another big stop by the Kings netminder. And shaken up is Silverberg, who got decked at the far side of the Kings net, and he's slow to get back to the Anaheim goal. Again, the Ducks intercept at center. Maroon pokes it right into the goal crease, and an awkward-looking cover by Jones, and then he gets tapped by the stick of Maroon, and everyone responds.
Jakob Silverberg, you can see that he took a little shot in the mouth here. Well, what a play this was by Bonino to get it through to Silverberg. Great stop by Martin Jones. Silverberg's been good here late. He has the ability to be kind of that quick strike guy, but with only a couple of minutes left in this game, 2:44, he's going to go to the Ducks locker room. They're going to check him out, make sure he's all right.
Yeah, accompanied by Joe Huff, the athletic trainer for the Ducks. 2:44 remains here. And the face-off to the left of Jones. Ducks win it, and Spiza, smart play, just gets it deep. It gets away from Doughty. Didn't have a shooting lane, so just get it behind the net. And Cogliano again knocks it loose. Koivu throws it down low once more. 2.5 left. Third period at Staples Center. Ducks trying to hand the Kings their second consecutive loss as they were dropped by the Toronto Maple Leafs a couple of nights ago in here, 3-2.
That was a run by Lucas Spiza moments ago in the neutral zone.
And a late offside call on the Kings. And Drew Doughty says, how long are you going to wait to blow the whistle? And the boos rain down. These teams will meet in what will be the next to last game of the season for Anaheim, again here at Staples Center on April the 12th. That's the final meeting of the regular season between these two clubs.
Doughty back to the Kings bench. He's going to get his last little rest.
Mitchell slaps it in behind the net. Boschma sends it around. Slow rolling puck. Winnick has it in his feet for a moment. Or excuse me, it's Bolesky, and a long shot from the line. Hits the top of the dasher board and goes up into the netting. Everybody lost sight of it. And Francois Boschma says, nobody touched that on the way. That was a King's shot. So the faceoff's got to go outside.
Well, the referees are going to get together and discuss this. And the faceoff goes outside. Shot came in off the dasher board.
And that endears Rob Martel just a little more to the partisan Kings crowd here at Staples Center. We're down to $1:59 to go in regulation. A waved off goal here in the third period. 5-6 minutes ago, as far as the game clock is concerned, has drawn the ire of the home faithful. And a face-off win for Koivu enables Winnick to get it deep. And keep an eye on Martin Jones here. Starting to get to be that time if the score stays the same for Daryl Sutter to try to get his netminder to the bench for an extra attacker. Gabourk's cross-ice pass glances off the stick of Winnick, and Doughty has to chase. Muzzin fans on the pass and now finds Williams, who comes back to help out. Kopitar on left wing into the Anaheim zone, drops it off for Gabourek. Back to Kopitar. Rifles it across, intercepted by Perry.
Oh boy.
Who's taken down there.
He gets hooked by Williams and no call.
To the line, Doughty tees it up, blocked in front, and Boschma is hobbled as that one took a bite out of him. Spiza moves it up the near boards. Winnick to the line, to the bench goes Jones, the extra attacker on as Kopitar held it in. His shot off a stick as Winnick got it in the shooting lane, and it rolls to the corner and is cleared. This will be an icing call against Corey Perry, but the Ducks will be able to get Boschma off if he needs to. He continues to shake it off after blocking that shot off his left foot.
I'll be surprised if he leaves the ice. Here's the point shot that comes through. It deflects. And again, all those Anaheim defenders playing goal. Francois Boschman takes it. Boy, it's off the inside of the left knee. That was a good look at it right there.
So, with just a minute to go, it's Miller time, brought to you by our good friends at Miller Lite. And what else? The big moment in this hockey game, the watershed moment, the goal that was not.
Yeah, it was ruled to be incidental goaltender interference by Marian Gabourek. And as a result, even though the puck had crossed the line, it was ruled to be no goal. So a call goes in favor of the Ducks. They've been doing nothing but defending, but they've been doing a great job of it, John. The LA Kings have not had a shot on goal since the 10-minute mark of this period. And a lot of people paying the price here. Tired group in the shooting lanes, blocking shots, and a very disciplined Kitty bar the door approach here from Anaheim. Get the center, shoot the puck in deep. Don't even risk turning it over.
1 minute even remains in the game off the timeout. Spiza and Boschma stay out defensively, and it'll be Koivu to take the draw.
They can't change because of the icing.
Koivu, one of the better face-off options for the Ducks this season. And he wins it. Boschma hard around, and again, the Kings just let this go. This will be icing. And Doughty acted as if he didn't see the puck come around the boards. He could have made a play on
This
that.
is a smart play. Look at Bruce Boudreau over the Ducks bench. Said he didn't even try.
And he's right.
And yeah, this was a smart play by Drew Doughty. He just fakes like he doesn't know where the puck is on the hard rim. Everyone knows on a hard rim, by the way, it's going around the boards.
He watched it.
Yeah, he watched it. And the Kings win this faceoff.
It's Kopitar who wins the draw. Now Doughty realizes he has the puck. The net empty at the other end as Carter's shot is blocked behind the net. Kopitar got the rebound off the end boards. And very nearly at the far post had the game tire. Sixth attacker on for the Kings. The Ducks change as Kopitar stood up at the blue line by Boschma, who knocks the puck back out center ice. Gaborik hinges it back. Half a minute to go in the game. 2-1 Anaheim. Carter gets a touch. Anderson behind the net. Puts it right back from where it came. Into the skates of Kopitar. Converged upon by Spiza and lifted out of the zone by Bonino. Back into the Kings zone. Not far enough for icing, and Richards hounded by Cogliano. Bonino comes up with it at center. Shoots at the empty net. Doughty intercepts under 10 seconds to go as he tries to send it ahead, and it bounces off the stick of Carter. Spiza fails to clear, knuckled back to the Anaheim goal and swept away by the glove of Spiza. The horn sounds, and the Ducks win at Staples Center for the first time in their last 6 tries tonight on stellar goaltending from Frederik Andersen and secondary scoring 2-1.
A gutsy win tonight by Anaheim, a tired group against a rested LA King team, and the Kings can't muster enough offense up to tie this one up. They get a call that goes their way, but oh boy, what a defensive effort this was. 0 shots on goal from the Kings from the 10-minute mark of the third period. Our updated Western Conference standings, Anaheim jumps 2 points ahead of the San Jose Sharks to the top of the Pacific Division. And a good game for the Ducks, who've now won 2 consecutive here and seem to have rediscovered their mojo.
Alone atop the Pacific and only 2 points behind the St. Louis Blues by virtue of tonight's 2-1 win at Staples Center. The Ducks' next action this coming Tuesday at home against the Washington Capitals. Stay with us. Ducks Live is next.